Jeff, you have been with Providence for 37 years. That is a remarkable commitment to our ministry. Tell me, what called you to Providence and what continues to call you to Providence? Because that is a good long time in our organization.
It started as a summer work experience program in my local area. There was a nonprofit organization assigned with basically getting high school students opportunities, people with disabilities. I'm nearly totally blind. So basically, they found an opportunity for me in the dietary department at what is now Providence Portland Medical Center. And so I started on again, like a 3-month summer work experience program. And when that ended, it was funny because I happened to be in one of the supervisor's office, and one of the nice supervisors said to me, "Gosh, we're going to miss you around here. You've done a really nice job for us." And I said, "Well, I'm going to miss you guys too, but you could always hire me." And it's like a light went off. It's like, gosh, we never thought of that. Maybe we could do that. So long story short, I got hired on in food and nutrition services, and I have evolved over the years, over the past, especially 7, maybe 8 years. I finally found a home where I can focus on accessibility for digital content, because that's our front door. That's we want everybody to be welcome and come in and be able to access our content, make appointments, pay bills, do everything that they need to do. We need equal access for everybody. And I'm so uniquely qualified to serve in a role that raises awareness about accessibility. And so, yeah, the Providence took a chance on me, is the way I look at it. They took a chance on somebody who was unproven, limited skill sets in certain areas. And honestly, I was a person who, growing up blind, was told you'll probably never have a real meaningful job anyway in the world. So try to learn as much as you can, try to have as much fun as you can, but you're probably going to live off the government for the rest of your life.
Well, I think you took a chance on us, and you gave us that gift on that day when you were working in dietary, turning to your colleagues and saying, "Hey, hire me." And by having that moment of clarity, here you are so many years later with so many contributions. Can we just take a step back for a minute? Do you ever find yourself getting frustrated that we're just not moving fast enough? Or do you feel like we are making progress, and that you, as somebody that could be a recipient of this progress, that you would, independently, give us, a high grade for doing this? Or do you just feel like, no, we're just scratching the surface?
For me, it'll never go fast enough. It's every time I encounter a website, be it professionally or in my personal life, that isn't designed correctly with accessibility in mind, it is so frustrating. I always talk about this. It really hits home when you're paying your mortgage and a bank sells your mortgage to another bank. You go on to the new website to pay your bill, and the website is terribly designed for accessibility. So you are lucky enough, in my case, to find the contact number for the company, and you call the bank and they say, "Look, I'm having trouble with your website. Can I pay the bill over the phone?" "Sure, sir. That'll be $50 additional charge." And I have to say, "Really?" And then I have to start citing ADA laws and things like, "Oh, sir, we'll get back to you." "Oh, yes, thank you." So that's one aspect of it. Generally at Providence, we're doing better. We are doing a lot better than we were. There are still challenges. When you design a website with accessibility in mind, or a mobile app, you're also creating a better experience for everybody, even people who are not dealing with sensory impairments. An analogy I like to use is, we're paving the highway. An inaccessible site could be a highway that has potholes and acts like, behaves like a dirt road, and you're bouncing around, and it's not a good experience for anybody.
It seems to me that the work that you're doing, Jeff, it's part of our commitment to health equity. Often when we talk about health equity, we rightfully are needing to go deeper into the communities that have been at risk and have not had the right access. I'll use that word, have not had the right accessibility to provide for a quality of life. And I don't think that healthcare institutions often think about what we are. And that is the incredibly important work that you're doing to create health equity for those that have, other challenges in life. They may have other incredible, capabilities and characteristics as human beings, but like I have some challenges, maybe not in seeing, but I do have, as all human beings have, a challenge here or there. In this case, from a health equity perspective, it seems like the work you're doing is improving what we do for those that may not be able to see or hear or ambulate. Do you think about that when you're doing this really important work?
All the time.
Oh,
all the time.
I love it.
You can tell somebody or a group of people how important this is, but until you feel it, it is so hard to get that across. One of my favorite things, and I'll segue if I can here for just a moment.
Yeah.
My team, we occasionally do this engagement called a hackathon, where we demo our tools and our offerings to the organization. And my favorite one of all time, a couple of years ago, I did a demo of a web page, or actually a couple of web pages. One that was designed very well with accessibility in mind, one that was not. And part of that demo is I shared my screen with the screen reader. And I first went to a website that was very accessible. I went to Alaska Airlines. They want my business. And so I went through and booked a reservation and let the screen reader announce every form field as I went through. And everybody thought, oh, okay. Then I went to a site that was very challenging, and very sadly, it was one of our sites. And I let them hear the screen reader announce as I tabbed over. It would say, button, unlabeled. And they got the people on the call that didn't even think about it, got to hear, oh, wow, how would you know? And I would say, as I'm tabbing over these things, gosh, if I click here, am I submitting something that I can't take back? So that was one of my favorites, is actually demoing good content and bad content. And that really hit home why this is important.
Yeah. If you wanted to convey to all of us who are listening today, this has been such a fulfilling conversation. If you wanted to leave us with an important message or something we all need to learn from you today, because I think we have learned a lot, what have we missed?
I probably just have to go back to something I said earlier, but I can't emphasize it enough, that when we are creating content, remember the paving the highway analogy. If we design with accessibility in mind, you're making a better experience for everyone. At the risk of rambling on here, I just would say, just think of accessible digital content as a better experience for everybody. You want everybody to have access to your front door. You want everybody's business. You want everybody to have good health, regardless of sensory impairments.
Yes. And let's think of accessibility as part of health equity. And I
Absolutely.
think, your contributions, Jeff, you are creating health for a better world. So, Jeff, thank you so much for this Hear Me Now conversation. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're making the world a better place.
Thank you so much, Eric. It's been a pleasure.